This problem 31 is very much like problem 30 that we just did. You have a book club with a total of 200 members. So, and you look at this column, the columns again are set up as percents, but the percents are given to us as decimals. So this is 32%, 38%, 70%. And they're comparing 31-year-olds to 21-year-olds. So, first statement says 6 more 30 to 40-year-olds prefer fiction than 20 to 21-year-olds. Well, when we multiply 0.32 times 200, that gives us 64. 0.38 times 200 is 76. The difference between 76 and 64 is greater than 6, so we know A is false. B says 38 members who are 31 to 40 prefer fiction. Again, we already said that 0.38 times 200 is 76. So B is wrong. C says 43 members are 21 through 30. So to figure that one's right, we did 0.43 times 200, which is 86. So that's wrong. D is the correct answer. 140 members prefer fiction. Again, 0.70 times 200 is 140. In this problem, we have a table, and it shows us how far a car has traveled based on time. So they want to tell us what the meaning of the slope is. Well, let's first find the slope. Slope, again, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to go ahead and just use these first 2 points. X is my minutes, y is my distance. So I did 40 minus 20 for y over 50 minus 25. 40 minus 20 is 20, 50 minus 25 is 25. That's 20 over 25. When I simplify that, that becomes 4/5. 4 represents miles because that's distance. 5 represents minutes, which is time. So that means that my car would travel 4 miles every 5 minutes. So the answer is C. In problem 33, we have a trapezoid, and they give us the formula, 1/2 h parentheses b1 plus b2, and they want us to find the area. So we're just going to plug everything in to the formula. So area equals 1/2, they tell us the height is 4, and b1 is x minus 3 plus b2, which is x plus 7. We're going to combine like terms in the last parenthesis. So we get A equals 1/2 times 4. And when we combine like terms, x plus x is 2x, minus 3 plus 7 is a plus 4. Now we're going to simplify. 1/2 of 4 is 2. So we have 2 times 2x plus 4. We have to do distributive property. So 2 times 2x is 4x, and 2 times 4 is 8. So we get area equals 4x plus 8, and the answer is B. In 34, we want to maximize the profit. Well, we compare pens and pencils. Pens make a profit of $1.25. Pencils make a profit of 75 cents. So to maximize profit, that means we want to produce the fewest packs of pencils possible. Our question tells us we have to make at least 70 packs of pencils. So that means we could just make 70 packs. That's the least number we can make. Our total is less than 300. So we're going to do 299 because 299 is the number that's less than 300. So we're going to do 299 minus 70, which gives us 229. That means we can create 229 packs of pens. To find out our total profit for pens, we're going to do 229 times $1.25 per profit, per pack. And that gives us 286.25, which is which is 286.25 for the pens, 70 times 0.75, which gives us 52.50 for the pencils. So we have a profit 286.25 plus 52.50 for the pencils. So we have to add our two profits up, one for the pencils and one for the pens. So we have 286.25 plus 52.50, which equals $338.75, which is answer A. Number 35. The only thing they tell you completely is about the almonds. Almonds are 4 pounds and you pay $22. To find the cost per pound, you have to divide. So, cost of almonds is 22 divided by 4, which gives us $5.50. Then they tell us that the cashews is 60% more than the cost of almonds. So to find that, we're going to do $5.50 times 60%, which gives us $3.30. To find the actual cost, then we got to take $5.50 plus $3.30, and that gives us $8.80. So almonds are $5.50 a pound, cashews are $8.80 a pound. So we're going to write an equation to represent this last sentence. Okay? So our equation is going to be 550x for the pounds of almonds plus 880y for the pounds of cashews equals 650 times, in parentheses, x plus y. Because it's the pounds of almonds plus the pounds of cashews that's going to give us a total pounds. So, to solve this, we know what x is because x is 4. They told us we bought 4 pounds of almonds. So wherever we see x, we're going to replace it with 4. So 550 times 4 plus 8.80y equals 650 parentheses 4 plus y. Then we're going to simplify. We get 22 from 4 times 550 plus 880y equals 26 plus 650y, because 650 has to multiply the 4 and the y, the distributive property. Okay, we're going to get all our y's on one side, so we are moving the 6.50y to the left, and we're going to move the 22 to the right, because we want our variable on the left side and our numbers on the right. Remember, we have to change the sign when we move something. So we're going to do 880 minus 650y, which gives us 2.30y, and 26 minus 22 gives us 4. So we got 230y equals 4. To solve for y, we have to divide. Y equals 4 divided by 230. That means y equals 1.74. Now to find what percent y is to the whole purchase, we have to find the total amount of weight. So if you recall, almonds were 4 pounds. We purchased 1.74 pounds of cashews. We add that together, that gives us 5.74 pounds. To find out the percent, we got to do 1.74 divided by 5.74, which is approximately 30%, which gives us C. In 36, we're comparing two people, and we want to know when would they have the same amount of money. So we're going to set these two equations equal to each other. So on one side, we're going to have 10x plus 5. On the other, we're going to have 7x plus 25. Again, we need to get all our variables on one side, our x on one side, our numbers without variables on the other. So I'm going to move the 7.5x because I want my x to be positive. I'm going to move that to the left and move my plus 5 to the right. Remember to change the signs. So 7.5x becomes minus 7.5x, plus 5 becomes minus 5. When I simplify everything, I get 2.5x equals 20. To find x, I have to divide. 20 divided by 2.5, that gives me x being 8, so the answer is C. For number 37, they say let x equals the number of nickels, let y equals the number of dimes. Okay? And they want us to find the domain, the right x's that will let y be a function of x. And we have a total of 65 cents. First step, let's write money as a function. So nickels costs are worth 5 cents each. So we have 0.05x for nickels. Dimes are worth 10 cents. So we have 0.10 for y. So we have 0.05x plus 0.10y equals 0.65. We need to get y by itself. So we're going to move the x over, making it negative. So we have 0.10y equals a negative 0.05x plus 0.65. Again, we must get y by itself, so we're going to divide everything by 0.10. That gives us a function of y equals negative 1/2 x plus 6.5. Now we are dealing with a real life situation, so we cannot use any number for x that will give us a decimal or a fraction or a part of a dime. For example, 2.5 dimes. Even though 2.5 may be your y, there's no such thing as 2.5 dimes. You either have 2 dimes or you have 3 dimes. So again, if we get a part of a dime, we know that that x value cannot be used. First thing we notice is that a couple of the answers have x being 0. So we're going to start with x being 0. If x is 0, we're just going to plug in 0 for our x value in our function. So we got negative 1/2 times 0 plus 6.5. When we do the math, that is 6.5. There is no such thing as 6.5 dimes. So we're going to cross out any that have 0. Both B and D have 1, and the B starts with 2 and D starts with 3. So we're going to do x equals 2 first. If x equals 2, again, we're going to plug in negative 1/2 times 2 plus 6.5. Negative 1/2 times 2 is a negative 1. Negative 1 plus 6.5 is 5.5. Again, you cannot have 5.5 dimes. So again, the answer has to be D. In 38, they give us this function. and they want us to find the approximate percent rate the value of the car is increasing per year. So let's say it's year 1, first year after 2005. So I have 107,000 times 1.09 to the 2/3 times 1, because it's the first year. So then 2/3 times 1 is 2/3, so that's my exponent. So I got 107,000 times 1.09 to the 2/3 power. When you plug into your calculator, you will get 107,671.04 dollars, or $107,641.04 your car's worth. Year 2, again, you're going to replace x with 2, so 2/3 times 2. 2/3 times 2 is 4/3. So your new equation is 107,000 times 1.009 to the 4/3 power. So again, once I plug this into my calculator, I get $108,285.92. I want to find the difference because I need to find the increase of rate. So I subtract the 2, it gets $644.88. And that should be a point there. Okay. To find my percent, I'm going to take my first answer, 107,641.04, and divide it into the difference. And I get 0.00599, which as a percent is 0.599, which approximately is C, 0.60%. For this question, they want us to find the function of n toppings, but they do not give us the price of the pizza when it's 0 toppings. So we're going to work backwards. If you notice, every change in number of toppings reduces the price of the pizza by $1.50. So at 0 toppings, if you minus $1.50, it costs $10.50 for a pizza with 0 toppings. Okay? Since N stands for number of toppings, the price of the pizza is not $12 per topping, which is what D says. C says it's $12 plus the number of toppings. Again, if you get 1 topping, 12 plus 1 is 13, not 12. B says it's $1.50 per topping plus $12, which will be fine except for our 0 topping pizza only costs us $10.50. So obviously we don't start with $12 as the base price. We have $12 plus $1.50 and minus 1. So the number of toppings minus 1 times $1.50 will give us the price per pizza. So we look at this, 12 plus 1.5 and N in the first pizza that they give us is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So $1.50 times 0 is 0. So we get $12. Same thing with 0. N is 0, so 0 minus 1 is a -1. -1 times 1.5 is a -1.5. And 12 plus a -1.5 is $10.50. Number 40 is another one of those that if you think your way through, there's very little, if any, math involved. They give you all this information about what you need to bake chocolate chip cookies and what it takes to bake peanut butter cookies. They tell you that Paul has 10 cups of flour and 12 eggs. He makes $4 profit for chocolate chips and $2 per batch for peanut butter. How many batches of peanut butter cookies should Paul make to maximize his profit? Well, obviously he wants to make the maximum number of chocolate chip cookies and the least number of peanut butter cookies. The least number of peanut butter cookies you can bake, if you have to make a batch of them, is 1.